How's it going, everybody? Another Thursday, another little bit of news for us. This week, the entirety of the news is actually the patch 2.14.0. This is a title update that brings some changes to the game. For your 15-second overview here, it is the Gladiator and Warlord leaving testing grounds and coming into the main game. Let's go ahead and cover what those changes are. For Gladiator, his reflex guard has been standardized to 1100 milliseconds, that is 1.1 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, that doesn't mean everybody has the same exact reflex guard now. Gladiator's light attacks. His second, third, and fourth top light in his chains are 433 milliseconds. His second, third, and fourth side lights are 500 milliseconds. That does mean he has a difference between top and side now, so we'll see just how this changes. His combat prowess. They did say that his sides were going to be 466, however they didn't do that. They were 500 in testing grounds, and they did bring that change over into launch. His Fushina Inctus has been decreased from 800 milliseconds to 600 milliseconds while they're out of stamina. If I remember correctly, that does bring it in line with the in-stamina one. The miss recovery was reduced down from 1000 milliseconds down to 700 milliseconds. And they have unified and decreased all of the miss recoveries to recover at the same time, to get their guard back at 600 milliseconds instead of the variable miss timings that were 700 to 1000 milliseconds. They did not tweak how Fushina Inctus works if you hit somebody who isn't your target. So if your target is out of stamina and you use the out of stamina version and hit anybody, they will get knocked down. Teammates or somebody with stamina. They've also adjusted skewer so that it has a larger forward movement, both to the strike and when you feint it. This shouldn't do much other than allow you to hit people who are constantly backpedaling, meaning that backpedaling won't negate skewer completely. They've also adjusted his sprint attack forward movement from 3.5 meters to 6 meters, so when you do a sprint attack you will lunge much farther. They've also improved his sprint speed to 7.25 meters per second from 6.5 meters per second. We don't have a great scale for that because everybody hasn't been discussed yet, but we do have a solid number there. And as Gladiator's final change, Bamboozle will now wall splat. The idea behind this is that it's very situational to use it in the first place, so they wanted it to do something more than just ledge people, and it can actually gain you some interaction. So from there we move on to Warlord. Warlord's light attacks are now enhanced. What that means is they don't stop when you block them normally, so he can get to his second chain much easier. His light attack openers have slightly increased range. His top light opener has had a 1 damage increase. His side light openers have had a 2 damage increase, that is 18 and 15 respectively, and they have decreased the top light finisher from 20 to 18. His heavy attack finishers now have super armor 100 milliseconds earlier, starting at 300 milliseconds. Block and stab has had slightly increased tracking, so that it should hit people who are otherwise going to be missed. It did have very poor tracking, and now it has slightly improved tracking. That is the entirety of the balance changes for this week, bringing the Gladiator and Warlord changes out from testing grounds and into the live game. As a final change that's not related to balance, they did hear all of the complaints about the color swatches that happened with the last patch, 2.13.0. They took our feedback because we all complained an awful lot about that, and they've reverted those changes. So that means all of the color swatches that were messed with a couple weeks back now, I think it's about 5 weeks ago, those are reverted to the state that they were prior to that patch. So since launch to today, that's all the same again. That is all of the patch notes for today and all of the news for this week's For Honor. So as always, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you on the battlefield.